In his book, Anything You Want, Derek Sivers shares the experience he had at his company, CD Baby, as they were creating new policies for the company's incredible growth. As people would come to him and ask, how do we handle this new situation that's come up? He would always begin the discussion saying something like, CD Baby is here for the artists. Now, let's talk about how we're going to deal with this. That is a company's value. With a draft of your company's written vision in your back pocket now, hopefully circulating around to a few people, to get it out there and make it real, let's look at what your company stands for. What are your values? There are hundreds. I've compiled a list that I've found online of more than 600 potential values that a company could espouse. They are all over. They can be anything you want them to be. But what are the values that drive your company? What will you do? What will you not do? What should your employees do in a situation? How will they do it? Why? What does your company stand for? These are questions to consider when you're putting together the values for your company. Because after all, that's what values are. Now, as you write your values, there's a few different approaches. One is to create a highfalutin sound and mission statement where you use fancy boardroom speak. Now, that is a start. But there are a couple other ways that you can approach it. One is to take it from a customer's point of view. What do you promise? For one heating and air conditioning company, some of their values are, we believe in showing up on time. We believe in putting everything in plumb, level, square, because that's the mark of a superior technician. Or you could write your values as instructions. Another example, this actually from my company. Be there to help. Be open and honest in what you do. Keep commitments impeccably. Always honor confidence. How you write your values is going to say a lot about what your company is. However, writing them is only a first step. Then you have to live them. In his book, Delivering Happiness, Tony Hsieh shared his experience creating Link Exchange, a company that he owned and sold before starting the now famous Zappos. As Link Exchange was rapidly growing, we're talking hyper growth, there came a point where he realized that the culture was gone. As he said it, he didn't even want to get out of bed to go to work in the mornings. Why would any of his employees? And that's actually one of the reasons he sold the company. It was successful. It had room to grow. It wasn't done by any means. But it had lost touch with its values. And as a result, it lost its culture. So as he went on to create Zappos, at its core, he made sure Zappos had culture, that it had values. And he made sure they were never compromised. Even at points where the young company was in danger of being gone, of vanishing overnight due to problems, he did not compromise the values. They were absolutely critical. And today, those values are alive in the hearts and minds of every one of Zappos employees. Every year, they publish a book of what the employees think the values mean, what they mean to them. Zappos creates policy based on their values. They will fire someone simply over the values of the company. When your values become that ingrained, that important, and that critical to your company, then you have real values.